In Miami, a string of women's clinics are the target of an acid attack.
A pileup in Palmer, a Conrail train jumps the tracks.
And musicians fight against copycat groups.
Live from WHDH TV Boston, this is 7 News at 4 on the news station.
It scares me to death that we send our children to school. We hope that they're safe. We hope that they're okay, and it's tragic.
Shock and disbelief as parents and students come to terms with today's deadly shooting spree in an Oregon high school.
Good afternoon. At least one person is dead at the school. Several others are in critical condition.
Oregon police have a 15-year-old student in custody for the deadly shooting. After the rampage, police found the bodies of 2 adults in the boy's home. The school shootings happened in Springfield, Oregon. That's near Eugene, about 110 miles south of Portland. 7 News reporter Garvin Thomas has the latest on this story from the 7 Satellite Center. Garvin?
Lester, town officials just completed a press conference a short while ago, and they did give us some new information. They identified the shooter as 15-year-old Kiplin Kinkle. They gave us some numbers as well. 3 people are dead, 24 injured, some of them critically. And that 15-year-old, he's in custody. And the 5th school shooting in the U.S. just this year took place.
Weather's been a dream too, Harvey.
Everybody wants that dream to go on through the holiday weekend. We'll see how we fare. In the meantime, it's pretty mild out. It's 79 here in Boston. The breeze out of the west-southwest at 13 miles per hour. The pollen count still high. And again, it continues to be oak and pine that are the main offenders. 81 in Boston. That's what it was an hour ago. It has just clipped down to 79. And readings are in the 70s north and west. But then notice the drop-off in temperature once we get to western and northern New England. There is a boundary. There is a front. It's the leading edge of cooler air. And along that boundary, we're starting to see some showers. We only had a few in southwest Connecticut earlier, but watch them start to pop up now in New Hampshire and Vermont. There are a couple of cells. Looks like one approaching Concord, New Hampshire, another one in southern Vermont. This is moving to the east-southeast, so some of us could get visited by a very quick shower or thunder shower over the next few hours. Then after that, the story is going to be cooler temperatures. It's only 58 right now in Buffalo. So our forecast goes like this. For tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms early. Just keep an eye to the sky. It does not mean all communities will be affected. Later on tonight, it will clear out and turn cooler as we drop to 48 to 55 with a gusty breeze. Bright and sunny tomorrow, a few passing clouds, but it will be a good dozen degrees cooler than today. Afternoon readings in the 60s with a gusty north to northwesterly wind. Details about the weekend begins at 5 o'clock.
Ripping off rock and roll, some legendary musicians are fighting back. The story next.
In the Big Apple, cab drivers take to the streets. We'll explain why.
I'm John Marler with a look at some of the stories we'll have tonight at 5. We will have the very latest on the breaking news from Oregon, where a student opened fire at a high school. In Boston, an explosion at Children's Hospital. A laboratory was evacuated. Plus, the face behind the fundraising. The man who inspired the Jimmy Fund returns to Boston. We'll have those stories and much more on 7 News at 5.
You are watching the news station. This is 7 News at 4 with Lester Strong, Cathy Marshall, and Harvey Leonard with weather.
New York taxi drivers who planned a bumper-to-bumper strike ran into a roadblock this morning. About 200 drivers had to march across the Queensboro Bridge. They had planned to drive into Manhattan, clogging the roads, but police blocked the caravan. Taxi drivers are protesting proposed increases in fines for driving violations or rudeness toward passengers.
An unwanted house guest. A Scituate family searches for a giant snake. New technology in prosthetics is allowing for the sense of touch. We'll explain in Health 2000.
And the Broadway spectacular Bringin' to Noise, Bringin' to Funk is here. I'll show you why you don't want to miss this one when 7 News First at 4 continues.
Now, time for a 7 Video Sports Update.
Get ready for the long weekend. It's Gene with your update. Red Sox are off today, awaiting the arrival of the dreaded New York Yankees tomorrow night. Last night, Pedro Martinez pitched 7 solid innings and picking up the win. Pedro now 5-0 on the year. Needham native Robbie Ftorek is an NHL head coach once again. Ftorek is the new head man with the New Jersey Devils. Now, Ftorek had been serving as an assistant with the Devils. He was the head coach of the LA Kings 10 years ago. He is one of the top swimmers in the state, the region, and the country for that matter, and the Goodwill Games are in his future. Easton native Eric Vent is swimming for BC High, and at 5:30 tonight, we'll show you why Eric Vent is a name to remember. I'm Gene Lavanchy. That's your Video Sports Update.
I think it's the most exciting show to hit Boston in a long time. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. It's the best. Don't laugh at me, Lester. At 5:30, Johnny Depp tells me why Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was a labor of love. I'll see you then. I'm Sara Edwards.
You did the best, Sarah. It was great.
And we've reached the end.
Right. And that's going to do it for 7 News First at 4.
7 News will return in 30 minutes. We will have the latest from Oregon on the deadly shooting rampage inside a high school cafeteria.
At 5:30, a live report from Miami where a group of women's clinics are the target of an attack.
I'm Byron Barnett in Scituate. Somewhere in this house, there is a huge snake slithering around in the walls, thick as a baseball bat, possibly 10 feet long. No one knows how it got here, but the people who live here want it out. I'll have the story coming up.
Those stories and much more beginning at 5.
7 News is back in 30 minutes. We'll see you there.